people the question of secession. That is what has been used several times by the propaganda of Yaoundé, that the Anglophiles, they want to secede. And if you followed my lecture rightly, the country that has seceded from union is La République de Cameroon, which has seceded. They declared their secession on February the 4th, 1984. It is they who have seceded. And we say you must follow your secession to the logical conclusion by pulling out of Amazonia, or we have to stage a liberation war. It's a decolonization, not a secession. We are trying to decolonize ourselves from a secessionist country which is imposing its rule on us after they have seceded. Please, have this in your mind in order to hit back at those who say you are secessionists. They are the secessionists. They have seceded. And we are asking them to pull back having seceded. Thank you.
Okay.
Eventually, the brilliant scholar came and decided to proclaim the secession law 84/001 of the 4th of February 1984, by which he formalized the secession of what was East Cameroon into La République du Cameroun. By that secession, as you must have heard, last speaker, it opened the way. You see, God moves in a very mysterious way. As long as Amazonia was in this dubious thing of United Republic of Cameroon, there was a fiction of unity existing, even though in international law it had collapsed. From the moment Southern Cameroon, as it was called, as a state, joined the République du Cameroon in forming the Federal Republic of Cameroon, under international law, the two states are extinct and the new state created is created. That is to say, there is a creation of a new state and an extinction of the two states that are created. Now, when the treaty that has brought this together collapses, as it did, the Federal Republic of Cameroon becomes extinct. That state is extinct. And automatically and simultaneously, with that extinction, the original states are resuscitated. These are the principles of international law concerning creation and extinction of states. Participating in the institutions of La République du Cameroun, as you are like, what you are is that Cameroun Outre-mer, Cameroun overseas. I mean, they themselves call you Cameroun Outre-Mongo. That's what they call you. Why must your own Cameroon be qualified? It is because you are not Cameroonians. It's a total waste of time to complain and complain and complain, because nobody outside is going to come and bother about you. If you say you are a minority, there is no country without minority. The United States has several minorities. Nobody can come here and start talking about the United States minority. Quebec is a minority. United Nations can't interfere there. You are believing that you are Cameroonian, and as a result, you are even participating in the institutions of the Republic of Cameroon, as if you are like, what you are is that Cameroon Outre-mer, Cameroon overseas. I mean, they themselves call you Cameroon Outre-Mongo. And the moment you accept that you are not Cameroonians and decide that you must research your own identity, then we have started a fight. International law does not regard you as people of Cameroonian nationality. This must be shocking to you. From where 1st of January 1960, international law recognizes the inhabitants of La République du Cameroun as people of Cameroonian nationality. But international law does not regard you as Cameroonians. And the Treaty of Funban, Article 1, goes to spell it out. It states, nationals of the Federated State shall become Cameroonian citizens and shall possess Cameroonian nationality. It says that when your country accepts to become a federated state in the Federal Republic of Cameroon, then you acquire the right to become Cameroonian citizens and have Cameroonian nationality. But is your country now a federated state in Federal Republic of Cameroon? Is there a Federal Republic of Cameroon? Is there a Federal Republic of Cameroon? So you acquired Cameroonian nationality only by treaty. And once that treaty is abrogated, you are no longer Cameroonian. That's only logical, isn't it? Then what are you? Article 76 of the UN Charter limits the trusteeship system to only two alternatives for a state. You either develop the state to self-government or to independence. This is our story. The UN is under an obligation, a legal obligation, not a moral one, to implement that. We had a system which was the only system where a government could conduct an election and be defeated by the opposition. Dr. Indele conducted an election that was defeated by Foncha from the opposition. Nowhere has it happened in Africa. Nowhere. To show you that the system was thorough. It was typically British style. Now, they tell us that they voted in a referendum of the 20th May to say that we should be ruled from Yaoundé. And who are you? You go about saying, well, our elders voted in a referendum that we should be ruled as a colony. Where have intelligent human beings, having attained that level of political development, volunteered that a country that was less educated politically, a country of bandits, should come and rule them. Voluntarily, they ask for it to come, wipe away That is a gigantic fraud, which Ahidjo used and said the people had accepted that I should run their lives for them. But we are not even interested in that referendum, because the question, as my brother put to you here, is this: was a referendum mentioned in the Treaty of Fumban as a mode of modifying that treaty? If the answer is yes, then we are condemned to be where we are. If the answer is no, then we'll have a right to revolt against an arbitrary government. It is a government that is illegal, and it is illegal to obey an illegal government. The position I am taking is this. At some time along the line, the purpose of a multi-party system, as I look at it, looks to me as a road which is leading us nowhere. Because with all the best intentions, no French president in France will permit an Anglophone to ever be head of state in La République du Cameroon. It is an anathema. It just cannot happen. I tell you from experience, when I was elected president of the bar, it took the whole place by surprise. It was election by secret ballot. And it was just not conceivable. So the Ministry of Justice and everybody took upon me as somebody who must be crushed and put out. I have spoiled the system. Anglophone is supposed to be adjoint. He is not supposed to be head of a national organization. So, a multi-party, the formation of a party. There is no party which you can form in Cameroon in which you will not be 1/5. You, the so-called Anglophones. Because if your party is democratic, it has got to go according to population vote. And you, the leader of the party, if at all you are still leading by the time they are going for offices, because the political committee or whatever it is will have to decide who is the person they're putting up as party presidential candidate. In that committee, you, the Anglophones, are only 1/5. Let us make it democratic. 3, 4, 5 people should put out their names as to who should be the candidate for presidential election. Of course, the 4/5 of them are going to get together because the French-oriented mentality is so mechanical. They know and they will have instructions. Come what may, let us pick up our own man. Because as far as they are concerned, they have been assimilated culturally, and for them, the civilization is French. And anything that is not French can't be civilization. So how can you get an uncivilized man to become the head of state? C'est pas possible. I will ask you whether Mahatma Gandhi used even a shotgun in order to liberate India from Britain. He was a non-violent apostle as I am. And I believe if you and all Amazonians stand up and say, we insist on being independent, there is enough to be done by way of civil disobedience to bring down the entire edifice without firing one gun. Without firing one gun, the whole thing will crash in a couple of weeks. It is when you start considering the question of arms and guns coming to shoot you, then you chicken out. for you people to pick up the government and pursue this fight to a logical conclusion. Thank you very much.